Ahoy, bookworms! Redbeard here, back with another Frog and Toad story. This is from the series of books that are Frog and Toad together, and they're by Arnold Lobel, and this one is called The Garden. Frog was in his garden. Toad came walking by.
"What a fine garden you have, Frog,"
he said.
"Yes," said Frog, "it is very nice, but it was hard work." "I wish I had a garden,"
said Toad.
"Here are some flower seeds. Plant them in the ground," said Frog, "and soon you will have a garden." "How soon?"
asked Toad.
"Quite soon," said Frog.
Look, you can see. Look at how nice Frog's garden, and look at those pretty flowers. What do you think? Will Toad be able to plant his own garden? Toad ran home. He planted the flower seeds.
"Now, seeds," said Toad, "start growing."
Toad walked up and down a few times. The seeds did not start to grow. Toad put his head close to the ground and said loudly,
"Now, seeds, start growing."
Toad looked at the ground again. The seeds did not start to grow. There's Toad. Look, he's planting the seeds there, and then he's yelling at them to grow. Is that how flowers work? Do you yell at them and they start growing? Let's find out. Toad put his head very close to the ground and shouted,
"Now, seeds, start growing."
Frog came running up the path.
"What is all this noise?" he asked. "My seeds will not grow," said Toad. "You are shouting too much," said Frog. "These poor seeds are afraid to grow." "My seeds are afraid to grow?" asked Toad. "Of course," said Frog. "Leave them alone for a few days. Let the sun shine on them. Let the rain fall on them. Soon your seeds will start to grow."
There's Toad yelling at the seeds to start growing. But that's not how seeds work, is it? So there's Toad telling them, just got to let the rain fall on them, let the sun shine on them, and then eventually they'll start growing. How long do you think it's going to take? That night, Toad looked out of his window.
"Drat," said Toad, "my seeds have not started to grow. They must be afraid of the dark."
Toad went out to his garden with some candles.
"I will read the seeds a story," said Toad. "Then they will not be afraid."
Toad read a long story to his seeds. Look at that. That's a hard-working Toad right there, making sure his seeds aren't scared so they'll start growing, huh? That's nice of him. All the next day, Toad sang songs to his seeds. And all the next day, Toad read poems to his seeds. And all the next day, Toad played music for his seeds. Wow. Toad's really trying hard to make sure his seeds are happy, huh? Singing songs, reading poems, and playing music. Whew. Gardening is hard work. Toad looked at the ground. The seeds still did not start to grow.
"What shall I do?" cried Toad. "These must be the most frightened seeds in the whole world."
Then Toad felt very tired and he fell asleep.
"Toad, Toad, wake up," said Frog. "Look at your garden."
Toad looked at his garden. Little green plants were coming up out of the ground. Hey, look! All his hard work paid off. See the little green sprouts coming up? His garden is starting to grow.
"At last," shouted Toad, "my seeds have stopped being afraid to grow." "And now you will have a nice garden too," said Frog. "Yes," said Toad, "but you were right, Frog. It was very hard work."
It was, wasn't it? And there he is, all tired from all that hard gardening he did. Well, hope you guys enjoyed that story. Have you ever tried gardening or planting seeds and growing flowers? It's hard too, so I've tried myself. It doesn't always work, but it sure is nice when you get something to grow all on your own. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the story, and I hope to see you guys again soon. But until I do, just remember, keep exploring.